Welcome to America Advances. House authorizers have included funding for a second Virginia-class submarine in their version of the fiscal year 2025 defense policy bill, diverging from the Biden administration's request, which asked for only one attack submarine. The House Armed Services Committee chairman's version of the bill, released on Monday, allocates $1 billion for an additional Virginia-class attack submarine. The HASC Sea Power and Projection Forces Subcommittee's version of the bill grants the Navy incremental funding authority to purchase the second submarine. For the second time in less than 5 years, the Navy has surprised both Congress and industry by removing a submarine from the budget request that had previously been planned for inclusion. The HASC Sea Power Panel's Mark reads, "This sporadic funding will only further stress an already strained industrial base while also delaying the Navy's goal of reaching 66 fast attack submarines, SSNs." The Sea Power Subcommittee also criticized the Navy's proposal to buy just one attack submarine, noting that the Navy had committed to purchasing 2 attack submarines and 1 Columbia-class ballistic missile submarine per year. This commitment was meant to prepare the industrial base for increased demand and support plans to sell attack submarines to the Royal Australian Navy under the AUKUS agreement. To renege on that commitment in just the first year after achieving the needed enabling legislation sends an inconsistent message to our allies and provides a talking point for our adversaries' propaganda, the Sea Power Mark states. Navy officials have stated that the industrial base needs to build 2.33 attack submarines and 1 ballistic missile submarine per year to meet the demands of the Australian sale. Currently, the industry is producing 1.3 attack submarines per year. In explaining their decision to request only 1 submarine, Navy officials cited delays and a backlog in the Virginia program. They argued that a multi-billion-dollar injection into the submarine industrial base would help stabilize suppliers and prepare them for increased demand. The Navy's FY 2025 proposal seeks $7.3 billion for the Virginia-class program, with $3.6 billion for 1 submarine and $3.7 billion in advanced procurement dollars for submarines to be purchased in FY 2026 and FY 2027. However, lawmakers criticized this proposal during the annual posture hearings. Not every supply chain company that feeds into the submarine program is an advanced procurement long lead supply company. Representative Joe Courtney, the HASC Sea Power Panel's ranking member, said last month during an exchange with Navy Acquisition Chief Nicholas Gorton, "A lot of the other pieces of the submarine that are funded through just the full funding of any vessel may not be in that bucket of advanced procurement. Although the authorizer's mark approves a second submarine, it remains uncertain what appropriations will do in the spending bill." On May 1st, 1/20, House lawmakers wrote to the chair and ranking member of the House Appropriations Defense Subcommittee, arguing that the panel should appropriate money for a second attack submarine. While the FY 25 budget request includes substantial investments in the nationwide submarine industrial base, there is no alternative to stabilize the supply chain other than consistent procurement of 2 Virginia-class submarines in FY 2025, the lawmakers wrote. The chairman's mark of the bill also reduces the $1.17 billion requested by the Navy to buy 1 Constellation-class frigate due to delays in the program. Last month, Navy officials revealed that the lead ship in the frigate program might be delayed by up to 3 years, as previously reported by USNI News. While the mark adds 1 attack submarine and cuts the single frigate, lawmakers mostly approved the rest of the Navy's shipbuilding requests, authorizing 2 Arleigh Burke class destroyers, 1 San Antonio-class amphibious transport dock, and 1 medium landing ship. The chairman's mark authorized a total of $31.6 billion for the shipbuilding account, slightly less than the Navy's $32.4 billion request. The mark also includes $100 million in advanced procurement funding for CVN 82 and CVN 83, after the Navy delayed the purchase of CVN 82 from fiscal year 2028 to FY 2030. Regarding Navy aircraft procurement, lawmakers largely approved the service's request authorizing $16 billion of the Navy's $16.2 billion request. However, lawmakers reduced some funding for the F-35 Joint Strike Fighter Lightning II program to address issues with the program. The chairman's mark cuts $200 million from the F-35C account and $200 million from the F-35B account, though it's unclear how many aircraft this reduction affects for the Navy and Marine Corps. The FY 2025 request sought 13 F-35Cs and 13 F-35Bs. Under the Fiscal Responsibility Act signed last year, the Biden administration's defense spending is capped at $895 billion, which lawmakers also adhered to when crafting the legislation. That's it for today's video, soldiers. I remind you that you can subscribe to stay updated with the latest military news.